You go to the gym either because you want to impress someone or you want to get over someone, and then you end up loving the pump more.
I was doing Swabhiman at that time, and everybody said, "Arey yaar, what a good-looking guy! How well built?" I said, "Well built from which angle?" I was just tall.
Sugar, you should not, no matter which star is branded on the photograph of, and they're selling you this.
I'm loving
this. They do not consume sugar. I'm saying this, but it's not like I have totally given it up.
You will hardly see such a honest young actor who actually plays his cards and then shows it to you also. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rohit Roy and welcome to Unstoppable, powered by RiteBite Max Protein, where we spotlight individuals who exemplify resilience, dedication, and excellence in their fields. Today, we are thrilled to have a young gun of Hindi cinema, a dynamic force known not only for his captivating and very honest performances on celluloid, but a very disciplined approach to fitness and wellness. He followed his mother Bhagyashree's footsteps and made his acting debut in 2018 with the action film Ko Dard Nahi Hota. For his role in the film, he won the Filmfare Award for Best Debut Male, establishing himself as a promising talent in the industry. Please welcome my personal favorite, Abhimanyu Dasani. Welcome on the show.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to tell you, I'm very, very happy to have you on the show. For two reasons, you know how fond I am of you. And secondly, this boy has been inspiring me since the time I first saw a video of his doing some jumps and kicks and all that. Before we get into the fitness segment, tell me, how does it feel? You know, your early influences from family. Obviously, it's a very cinematic family. Your mother's been there. Your masis, some of them have been there. Did that impact your decision to become an actor? या फिर ऐसा हुआ था यूरेका मोमेंट मुझे तो बस एक्टर ही बनना है?
नहीं, first I want to say thank you for what an amazing introduction. I think I'll have to drop some gems during this interview because ये pressure नहीं दिया आपने ऐसा. The influence of my family on my decision of filmmaking, it was quite the opposite.
Oh.
They kept me away from the industry as much as possible for many, many years.
Dad or mom?
Both.
Both.
Okay. And I didn't understand it at that time. But now when I've grown more mature since the time. Right. And I think, you know, if I would have a child, then I would also try and keep them away. Just to protect them. Just to protect them.
So I have never understood why we need to protect our children from coming to an industry where we have flourished. Of course, we've seen the hardships. Yeah. We've seen the struggle.
Yeah.
But is there any other reason that you'd want to protect your child from the...
Yes, absolutely. Because this is one industry where the math never makes sense.
Never makes sense.
Like, since we're talking about fitness, right. It is the most fair place in the whole world. The amount of effort that you put in, that is the amount you're going to achieve from when you go to the gym or when you put any effort into fitness.
Well put, yeah.
So that is the fairest place in the world.
Right.
When you come to this industry, it doesn't matter how much talent you have, doesn't matter who you know, who you don't know. If you're at the right time with the right people and you have some X factor, just sometimes
it works.
Yeah.
You know, I've also believed in and I've seen it very close quarters in my own career. I put in more than 150%.
Yeah.
Films have worked, shows have worked, but somehow or the other, something or the other keeps going wrong because I consider myself an outsider. You're still, your mother's been part of the industry, so you're still in some way. So maybe my daughter or like my nephew wants to get into movies, they'd still be considered insiders, but we are rank outsiders.
Till this debate actually came up and became so prominent, till that point of time, I always felt I was the outsider.
Oh, you did?
Till that point of time.
Oh, wow.
Till suddenly that everyone started looking at me as an insider. I was like, but
how?
What did I get?
Yeah, but I know your family. They're very unlike a film family. They're very, very in their own things. And it brings me to your debut film, Ko Dard Nahi Hota. Very exciting. Superb action, groundbreaking, and your father always used to tell me कि अभी जो भी करता है खुद ही करता है. मैंने कुछ नहीं बोला, यही ढूंढ लेता है कोई ट्रेनर, यही kickboxing शुरू कर देता है. But since then, you didn't do an action film.
Yeah.
Your choices were very different. My personal favorite, I've told you this before, is Meenakshi Sundaresh. But I thought that's the Abhimanyu I knew. Yeah. And I could see him on screen. What shapes your decision when you pick scripts out? I mean, is there a thought process or you...
Yeah, it is. I mean, in the starting, the first few films that I've done, all have been 180 degrees different. As
Diametrically different.
Yeah. So I wanted to challenge myself.
Okay.
See what I'm capable of, what my limitations are. Because the amount of, I'd say, creativity or vision in terms of casting directors or producers is very limited. You actually have to show them that you can do this, then they believe that you can do.
हाँ, मतलब शो रील तैयार करके दिखाना पड़ता.
Correct. Till then they will never imagine you in another role. They'll typecast you in the same role. If you do one film, they'll keep getting you the same film. Then you have to show them that, "Arey, listen, I can do this also." So that's
You've
what I
done
want.
pretty much a lot in this very early age, I must say. You still look like 18, but he's not. He's not 18. I was shocked when his father told me his age, but you're not 18. The other flip side might have been true also. Abhishek was once telling me, I used to tell him कि बाल अलग तरीके से काट, कुछ तो अलग कर, कुछ अलग कर. He said, यार मुझे ऐसा समझ में आता है कि एक बार मैं टाइप कास्ट हो जाऊं और लोग मुझे इस तरह से एक्सेप्ट कर लें, उसके बाद मैं चैलेंज एक्सेप्ट करूंगा. Which eventually, I mean, he changed himself and it worked.
Correct.
So I think वो भी एक understanding थी तभी कि एक बार आप like Ronit was on my show and he's typecast as this खूंखार villain.
Yeah.
And he keeps doing that and he's very comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But I thought that maybe I won't get a chance later to experiment and see what I'm capable of. More than for anyone
Once you
else.
get typecast.
Yeah.
Correct.
More than anyone else, I think it was for myself. That
What according to you is your strong point? Comedy, romance, action. Action, though, of course.
Action.
Action.
Yeah.
You feel most comfortable in?
I enjoy the most on set in
There's one
action.
film of yours I didn't like at all, and I told you.
Yeah,
The film
yeah.
with Shilpa Shetty.
Yeah.
I just thought that was not you, and you seemed out of water. Why did you do that film? If I may ask now.
Looking back at it, you can see what mistakes one person has made in life. But at that time, I'd not even come out with Ko Dard Nahi Hota.
Right.
I was getting this opportunity to work with a big director,
Correct.
with a big
Huge.
actress. The producers had put a 3-movie deal on the table. And since that, the first film of mine got delayed for 3 years.
So that's why this.
So I was like, I need to get something else going. And yeah, I like the script, but I think people on the film were on different pages.
Right. And it's very evident on screen because these things you can't hide. And I must tell you one thing, that you will hardly see such a honest young actor who actually plays his cards and then shows it to you also.
Yeah, I mean, see, if you don't like any of the performances I've done throughout my career yet or in the future, I always say that it's my fault.
Correct.
Because I couldn't give the director what his vision was on me. Because a film is a director's medium. So any film that you like of me, if you like Meenakshi Sundareshwar,
I loved it.
all praises to Vivek Soni because he guided me to do what I was supposed to do for that.
I think he brought out the real you. I added a line to my script in your introduction which says honest actor, because it shows on your face when you're comfortable. In that film, you seemed uncomfortable. The way, and I remember discussing it with you. But tell me, you are from a film family in a way. Yes, your mother kind of took a back step when you guys were growing up.
Yeah.
But you are still Bhagyashree's son.
Yeah.
You won a Filmfare Award for your first film.
Yeah.
So didn't it become easier moving on, or do you also have the struggle like the rest of us?
I mean, now this is somewhere where your destiny comes into place. In 2020, when we went in for the lockdown, and that year I got my Filmfare Award and all the other awards that were coming in.
Right.
I had 3 films ready to release.
Wow.
I had finished shooting for everything. I worked day and
Oh, you had
night.
finished for it? Wow.
I'd worked day and night, missed everything in life, Diwali, weddings, everything to get
That I
done.
don't want. You're disciplined.
And yeah, I'd put on 10 kilos, lost 10 kilos within a year, gone from set to set. All my hard work was done, and then pandemic came, and then some films are still to release that I'd shot back then.
Oh, you got something which is still...
Yeah.
So they are theatricals, or they're going to be on OTT?
No, Aquachually is going to come out on OTT when the producers feel it's right.
Right. It's a very difficult thing. We can always keep discussing कि producer क्यों release नहीं कर रहा है, but with what we've gone through in the last 2-3 years, it's a difficult choice.
Yeah.
Since we are going to be diving into, now this is your professional bit.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about your personal bit. I know for a fact that you are probably not only one of the fittest, that's very evident, but you're one of the most disciplined young actors I have met. I've happened to know you and your family closely. Where did this discipline, this fitness come in? Your father and mother now, yes, your mother now has become this fitness freak and influencer. लेकिन पहले वो ऐसे नहीं थे.
नहीं.
हिमालय भी जहाँ तक मैं उसको जानता हूँ, पहले वो इतना नहीं था. So did they impact your fitness mantras, or did you rub off on them?
I was super chubby, fat, borderline obese.
No way.
Till the 10th standard when I was 16.
Picture that, Abhimanyu Dasani.
And I came into the IB of 17 and I had a crush
How sweet.
on the lead athlete, like the best athlete of school, who was 1 year junior to me. So next 8 months, I said the only way to get her attention is to become the top athlete of school.
Oh, wow.
So I started running and
You started with running.
yeah, I started with running, gave up carbs for a while, probably 8
And you were 17 that
months.
time.
Yeah. And so my family is also Jain.
Correct, yeah.
So I did the Athai also during that time. I said 8 days of fast. So my grandparents are happy. Then मैंने Athai भी कर ली. So that's
Did your
when I-
parents know that you had this crush going?
No, they just thought that, oh, maybe now he wants the attention of girls, which is maybe one girl is what I was looking for.
You heard this first on Unstoppable.
Yeah. So eventually, I mean, I guess that was the motivation and the inspiration to become an athlete. Then I played football for Maharashtra under 18.
Oh, for
played
Maharashtra.
handball. Yeah,
Okay,
played handball also at a national level. And became the top athlete of school.
You did,
yeah,
actually.
Yeah.
I want to actually know what happened to that girl.
She met me recently, actually, last week.
No, what happened then?
Oh, we started dating.
Oh, nice. Well done. It's a motivation. Word.
Yeah. But then what happened was that I fell in love more with the pump. And that never left. So, you go to the gym either because you want to impress someone or you want to get over someone, and then you end up loving the pump more than anything,
But
the
that is so
accessories.
true. That is so true.
That is
So,
what happened with me.
When I was becoming an actor, I was very lazy.
Yeah.
I am from Gujarat. I'm a little Bengali. Dokla patra kha ke bada hua hu. So I used to be really lazy, and I became an actor suddenly. And I was doing Swabhiman at that time. And everybody said, "Arey yaar, what a good-looking guy. How well built?" I said, "Well built from which angle?" I was just tall.
Yeah.
They used to give me good clothes, and I used to look good on television. Ka dabba itna tha tabhi, yaar.
No, but having that personality, having the right posture just changes everything.
That's it, yeah. So I just had probably a good gait, and I never entered the gym till 10 years after that.
But then what got you to...
So I think after a while I realized that, I was obviously putting on weight because your BMR goes down.
Correct.
Earlier I used to eat anything. And then I started drinking at 35. I was 35 when I had my first drink with Sanjay Dutt. We were shooting a film called Plan, and I had a drink, and I realized that now ab mehnat karni padegi.
Yeah.
That's when I started.
Yeah.
And that too not very seriously, not like you. Thoda bahut jata tha gym. I think for me, fitness came in a big way in the last decade. When I turned 40, I realized that boss, ab to ho hi nahi raha.
Yeah.
Then you have to kind of get your diet in, this, that.
Correct.
But which brings me to my next question to you. What is, like a lot of people, if you see Instagram today, yaar,
Yeah.
हर दूसरा आदमी इन्फ्लुएंसर बन गया है.
Correct.
बहुत सारी सी चीजें बाहर है जो यंग लोग देखते हैं और बोलते हैं चलो ये भी कर लेते हैं वो भी कर लेते हैं. Half of it is bullshit.
Yeah.
We know it.
Yeah.
What is your simple routine? Is it rocket science or is it a simple routine of going to the gym, eating this, eating that?
I think not only in our industry, but anyone in any industry should have basic level of fitness.
Right. Yeah, anybody. Right?
Anybody. It just helps you a lot in life other than looking good or feeling good, It teaches you discipline, delayed gratitude, because you don't go to the gym and get a body in 1 month. You have to work at it
Nice.
back to back. Discipline, focus, staying in your own lane, and also using the energy in the right place. So these are the things you get and if you play a sport, then you get teamwork and you know how to interact with others. You got to stay in the rules. You understand all of that. So I think fitness is extremely important. And now I've forgotten what question you
The
asked.
question was,
Yeah, very basic. Yeah. So in any no matter.
I told you, this is one of the most honest young actors you'll meet. Everybody else puts their best foot forward. He will say it as it is.
Yeah. That's true, actually. I've seen it. Sometimes I laugh when I have interviews with other people.
You know who else is like you? Rohit Sharma.
Yeah?
So Rohit Sharma is at press conference.
Yeah.
You see it anytime. Sir, तो आपको क्या लगता है? ऐसा क्यों हुआ? अच्छा क्या हुआ? Then he'll do that. Sorry, क्या सवाल क्या?
So it's you got to stick to the basic exercises. Anything that you do consistently works. It's about discipline. It's about showing up at the same time, no matter what sport you're playing, or aerobics or tennis or gym or anything that you're doing, you got to show up at the right time, and you got to eat in your capacity. You eat whether it's 5 meals a day or 3 meals.
Whatever your body needs.
Correct. Whatever your body needs. In a basic sense, you need palm, like a fistful of grains.
Right.
That's your carbs. Fistful of green veggies. Fistful of protein in
That's
any
it.
meal. That's it. You don't. No, you can eat out every single day. If you follow this, that's it.
It's that simple, really.
Yes, it is. It's discipline. It's just discipline. It's nothing else.
You know, I was going to ask you something else, but now since you're talking about discipline and about how you...
People do fancy exercise on
Yeah.
Instagram, tell you don't eat this, don't eat that. You can't. Obviously, sugar is the biggest.
I've fallen prey to that also.
Yeah, sugar you should not, no matter which star is branded on the photograph of,
I
and
love
they're
this
selling
chat.
you this.
I'm loving this
They
chat.
do
Don't
not
do it.
consume sugar. It is the most addictive.
What is your take on aerated drinks, since you said stars and all the bottles? No, no.
Don't have it. Don't have sugar at all.
And the worst is when I go to with my younger friends and they're putting Diet Coke into their drinks and Coke into their drinks. I said, kya kar rahe ho yaar?
That is, so if you have, it's better to have a Diet Coke, or not Diet Coke, really Diet Pepsi, over having a loaded drink. But then that is, you slowly shift from that to a soda.
Nimbu pani piyo.
On Nimbu Pani, you slowly shift out of it.
It's actually the choices that we make which...
I'm saying this, but it's not like I have totally given it up. You know, you have only so much discipline and so much self-control. Sometimes you want to enjoy that bottle of Thumbs Up with your pav bhaji or with your
of
pizza,
course.
and you do that. You do that. But just don't make it like a regular thing.
No, I strongly believe, like, I mean, at some point I would have asked you what your cheat meal is. I've kind of gotten the answer. But I do that. There are times when I feel like I'm sitting at home. Like, Mansi's been shooting for the last 6 months. I've hardly met her. That day also at your house, she wasn't there. There are times in the night I'm watching something interesting on Netflix, and that guy orders a burger and Coke. And I will order that burger and Coke and fries, and I eat it very happily. I don't feel guilt about it.
Yeah. You can't feel, you can't.
What's your take on that? A lot of people do feel like that, "Arey, kyun khaya?"
So then don't have it if you're going to feel guilty. Organize your cheat meals. If you tell yourself, if you're going to work this hard at the end of the week, you're going to have this meal.
Right.
If you plan it, then you're not going to feel bad about it. Just make sure it's planned.
For me, it's like a reward. कि मैंने
Yeah.
पूरा 6 दिन बहुत कड़क वर्कआउट किया, अच्छे से खाना खाया, 7वें दिन
Absolutely. And most of the times, that doesn't even touch your body. It makes your body react in a much better way. If you're getting junk like once a week.
I think we should tell the youngsters this, because there's sometimes people are shying away from doing anything at all.
No, cheat once a week is extremely important, not just for you being happy, not just your taste buds, but also mentally the gratification that you get of
Endorphins flow.
Yeah, there is. And if you have it only once a week, then your body reacts much better. If you get sugar only once a week, then the next day your pump
So
will
you
be better.
don't have sugar at all otherwise?
No, when I go into a regime, when I'm working towards a character, then those months I give up sugar. Otherwise, मैं चाय पीता हूँ.
चाय पीओ.
तो चाय में, yeah, that much sugar.
What sugar is out? That
Yeah, but otherwise, no desserts. I avoid desserts and avoid fried food as much as I can throughout.
What else do you not do at all? Is there anything that you don't do? Okay, this is going to really impact my working out or my body or my face.
I mean, not working out.
Not working.
Yeah, you can't go 2 days without working.
That's wrong.
Yeah, you can't let it become 2 days by choice.
मतलब कुछ भी कर लो, लेकिन जाके
You have to show up. It's called behavior activation, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Doing things that you don't want to do right now, but eventually are going to help you. That is what discipline is. Sacrificing
behavioral
activation. Yeah. It is also used in depression. You got to do things that you don't want to do.
Okay.
Like you get to the gym, you don't want to do it. And you start with a 20-minute workout.
And
by the end of the 40 minutes, you feel,
हो जाता है, हो गया.
I'm glad I came here. You know?
Yeah.
So
That's true. That happens to me so many
Yes,
times.
that
I
is
didn't know there's a word for it.
Yeah, that is behavior activation. So a lot of people use it for depression also because you don't want to do things. So the point is to do things that you really don't want to do.
Okay.
And that is the biggest, what is self-love? Nowadays, self-love is all over the internet.
Right, yeah. Suddenly there's...
And everyone's saying you have to accept me like I am. No. Self-love, the truest form of self-love is self-discipline. Discipline is freedom. You got to do things that you really don't want to do every single day. And that gives you rewards for multiple years coming.
That's fantastic. You know, I would never have been able to put this into words if somebody was interviewing me. but it's going to help me when I talk about fitness. So what keeps you motivated? I mean, you said so many things about discipline, etc. I'm going to ask you later about whether you went through a dark phase or not, but what keeps you motivated day in and day out that you don't miss even 2 days at the gym?
Easiest thing is look at yourself in the mirror. Just naked. That's the easy.
मतलब बाहर कोई देखे ना देखे खुद को देखे.
आप खुद को देख के शर्म आ जाती है. फिर then and I think it is tragic, at least for a man, to not understand what his body is capable of doing. This body is the finest instrument that you will ever get to use, ever in your life. No matter how technology increases, you will not get a better instrument than your body. And the amount you take care of it, the gratification or the amount it takes care of you is unbelievable.
You know, for a guy your age, you're extremely wise and very deep, and I'm very happy that I've called you on the show because we don't end up having these conversations at home. You know, you kind of veer away into more frivolous topics.
Correct.
So, you know, this is your discipline thing, and you made it very simple when you talked about this much of rice, this much of protein, this much of veggies. Have you never ever used any supplements like whey protein? Or you know, anything that
of course. When so the word that you use
उसको भी rocket science नहीं बनाना चाहिए.
No, not at all. What is the word?
Supplement.
It's a supplement to what you're doing.
Correct.
It is not your main thing.
Right.
You're supplementing your body with the things that your body requires to reach at a certain level.
Right.
So when you have a goal in mind, you have a 3-month, 6-month goal in mind. You don't have enough protein intake, then you take your whey protein. You take your glutamine to recover.
Right.
If you have a really hectic schedule and you need a certain amount of boost, then you take a pre-workout.
Right.
Or you have a black coffee. 2 shots of espresso does the job. And you can do it with bananas. You don't really need a lot of money to do it also. You just need to do it.
My go-to thing is just whey protein, sometimes pea protein, depending on what I'm feeling like.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, this is a personal question.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on creatine? I've seen the last 25 days or 25 days. I've been feeling very good.
So
But my trainer says that you don't need it.
if you have a lot of water while you're taking creatine, it's great. What it does is basically it gives you 2 more reps.
Okay.
I don't want to go into the science of
Correct. Yeah.
ATB.
So it does give you a little power.
It does. What it does is the water gets stored in your muscle. And you kind of have the energy to do just 2 more reps than you were supposed to. You feel more fuller, your muscles are growing better for the time you're taking that creatine, and you have to go on a cycle on and off kind of.
So
I think it's
once
15
you
days.
stop it, then
No, it'll reduce a little. Yes,
but the gains will stay.
The gains will also reduce because it's water weight. What you are taking in is water weight actually, using creatine. But you get enough creatine with red meat also, I believe. I'm not a big fan of creatine because what I have personally faced is bloating. I have big cheeks anyways. I have big cheeks. So when I take creatine...
But I think that's your charm. If you ask me, that's part of your charm.
So when I take creatine, you can tell...
Like who can play your father better than Himalaya on screen is Rohit Roy.
Yeah.
He's got cheeks also.
Okay. And the other thing is, it may or may not affect your hair.
Oh, creatine?
Yeah.
Is it right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's personal. You see it. You see what works on your body, what doesn't work.
But anyway, I'm going to take it for a month, so another week too.
Exactly. So if you cycle it, don't get addicted to anything. Whether
No. I actually don't use any of this. My whole funda this time was to absolutely do it clean because Ronit has been working out now, and he's at 58. He's looking like this without any aid.
Yeah.
But
You take your vitamins, minerals, or whatever.
But you also have a very well-rounded approach to fitness. It's not that you go to the gym and do pump iron.
No.
You do gymnastics, you do kickboxing.
Yeah.
You do a lot of things.
Yeah.
How did that come into your mind? Is it something you did because you wanted to be an action hero? Or because you did it, it helped you?
So as a kid, I grew up watching Jackie Chan. Yeah. So we would emulate.
I'm from a different generation. I grew up with Bruce Lee.
Yeah. So we would try and perform those stunts at home. So
Right.
as a child, I got into karate classes, but never, because I got super fat and never was a lazy kid, never got into it really. And then when I was giving auditions and when my first film audition was coming through, I had started my own martial arts center.
Your own martial arts center?
Yeah, with about 100 people coming, and I had 5 trainers who would take care of the place.
And when was this?
This was back in 2000.
Before you became an actor?
Yeah, before I became an actor. And I went to give the audition for Ko Dard Nahi Hota, and the first 2 days I didn't get an opportunity to give it. Like I stayed morning to evening.
So did you? I wanted to. Yeah, we didn't finish that conversation.
Yeah.
So did they know who you were?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. I never said it.
You know.
So one of the trainers in my martial arts studio said he got a call to send all his martial artists who are actors to give audition for this. So I said, no, I think they've already got their actor because they're maybe banking the audition. The audition they need there. So he said, no, you go. I have spoken to them. You go and give the audition.
Oh, wow.
And on the third day was the first time that I gave the audition. I gave auditions for 3 more weeks after that. I used to be there from 9 to 5 at Mukesh Thavla's office.
Oh, this
every
is amazing,
single day. And the first few days, I didn't even realize the guy who was sitting next to me was Vasan Bala.
Oh.
Yeah. And the first day that he met me was, I literally went from my martial arts studio there. So I had these shorts that I used to wear. From back in school, I still have those shorts. My mom's thrown it twice. I've got it back.
You got it back as a memory.
They have one like a iron stain on it. Like full iron ka stain on it. It's like 1-2 holes.
No, I think you got to keep those things, yeah?
Yeah, but I wore that and I was sweating with a oversized sweatshirt. I went and sat over there and I don't know what he saw.
And I'm going to ask you this question since you're speaking so honestly and candidly.
Yeah.
Did you go through any dark phases in your life? Like you said, right after Ko Dard Nahi Hota, 3 films completed, one still not released, and then there was this lockdown and all of that. Did you question yourself? Did you feel, oh God, ab kya karunga?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. When you work that hard and suddenly the world comes to a stop. But, I mean, you can't do much about that. You just have to lift yourself up. And a lot of people nowadays talk about depression and stuff like that. But I'll tell you seriously, like from a man's point of view, there are only 4 things that will get you out of depression as a man. One is purpose, a loving family,
Support.
God, and freaking working out.
And working out.
You're
You're the perfect guy to have on a podcast which is unstoppable about fitness and health.
I'm telling you, you get to it. It's insane the kind of development that you get. If a fit guy enters any room, no matter what he does for fitness, if he's fit, his posture is going to be great. You're going to look at him. You're going to think he's interesting.
Right.
And same goes for women as well.
And they say that endorphins are released when you work out. It's a happy hormone is released and you feel good.
Absolutely. I just think like if I was in control of the government at any point, I would put more emphasis on sports. I would put stadiums everywhere. Because if all
and
the
gyms
kids,
and all of that,
if all the kids are playing, they're going to be easier to gel with each other because they know teamwork. They will be natural leaders. They will be fit. There will be less health issues. And it's a much more controllable and disciplined population.
True, absolutely.
So instead of doing rubbish, like just put your money in sports, man. I swear, you all will benefit 10 years later.
Superb. Okay, now before we end the show, there is one question which I ask all my guests, which is called the RiteBite Keep Going segment.
Yeah.
So we have really tough lives and we have, I didn't even ask you how you balance your active lifestyle with your shoot commitments and all of that. What is that mantra or story or ideology that tells you to keep going come what way?
It's hard to put it like in a short-term this thing, but like I said, it's the discipline is king of everything. A motivation video, someone motivating you is going to last 1 week, 4 days, maybe a month, 2 months. But something that keeps you going is your purpose. You have to decide what your why is. Not only for fitness, but
what is your
anything.
why?
So one strong why that I...
Did I sound like Simi Gariwal? What is your why? Maybe I did. I used to love her. I used to be very enamored by her.
Yeah.
The way she used to sit and talk to. Yeah, she was amazing. Yeah. So I suddenly felt, what is your why? Tell me, okay, what is your why?
For the longest time, my why was making my parents proud because this industry was something that they didn't want me to get into. And if I achieved this, I would say that, see.
Oh, they are very, very proud of you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that whatever you achieve tomorrow, at this stage, they are very proud of you, of the kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Which I am also. And I'll tell you an interesting story. If you had asked me, what is my why?
Yeah.
My why is to make my daughter happy.
Exactly.
Things turn around,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But yeah, you got to decide that why, what is it that you want to do and why is it that, and you have to make sure that why is strong enough to keep you going no matter what.
So is that why still a why, or to this it's become broader, or you want to do?
No, now the why is, for me, there's a amazing Michael Jordan quote that I keep hearing again and again, and it says, you're afraid of what I can become, and I'm afraid of what I won't become. So you know your potential. No one else has to tell you
Correct.
how many hours in a day you're wasting. If you sit down and if I ask you, are you wasting 10 hours a day? Are you wasting 6 hours a day? Are you wasting 4 hours a day? You will tell me an X number.
I will know also.
I have not given you what is wasting.
Correct, yeah.
You have decided what is wasting yourself. So you know how much time you're wasting. And to bring that potential, the only person who can do it is you. You got to reach your potential.
This is a good one for me because I must admit that over the last couple of weeks since I've been working out so hard, I feel so tired when I come back in the evening that I kind of waste 2 hours watching television, and I think it's a waste. You put things into perspective. Like I said, he inspires me. You put things into perspective. Before we go, although you are actually the young brigade, there are even younger people from Gen Z.
Absolutely.
Some people want to be actors. But I don't want you to address those people who want to be actors. I want you to address those people who are beginning life. They're 14, 15, 16, on the threshold of the rest of their lives.
Correct.
What is the advice you'd give them as a human being in terms of fitness, mental health, everything?
Decide 5 subjects in life. You can't pass any grade if you don't pass in your 5 subjects. You have your math, science, history, geography, language, whatever it is. So you decide what you want in life. You need family love. You need success in your work. You need fitness. You need money. You need respect. Whatever your 5 is.
Correct.
And then you
These are my 5.
And then you balance.
Are these your 5?
Yeah.
These are my 5.
And then you balance that. If you're successful in your work but you have no health, what's the point? If you have great health but no money to spend, what's the point? If you have all the money in the world but no one to spend it with, what's the point?
Very true. Wow. Fantastic.
I would say Pani to Peete Rehna Chahiye because that's of my first film. But so that's on a lighter note, guys. Any problem you have, drink water.
Pani to Peete Rehna Chahiye. But actually, on a serious note, water is extremely important even for health and fitness. क्या बोलते हैं ना, अपना body is like 70% water.
Absolutely.
So pani to peete rehna chahiye. I'm so glad that you're on this show. And I wish you all the very best. I wish that now I see something that you've not done till now. But for my happiness, I will wish that you do more films like Meenakshi Sundareshwar. I think there's certain roles which suit an actor to the team.
I'm actually looking for some romantic films.
Yeah, because I would have thought that after that, there'll be a deluge of those kind of films. But I'm sure it's going to happen very soon. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Wish you all the very best.
Fun.
You guys, Abhimanyu's journey from an aspiring actor to a celebrated star also has a lot to do with his fitness, his commitment, and his wellness. And all of that he does truly embodies the spirit of unstoppable. Thank you for sharing your story. I hope you inspire a lot of people. To our viewers, remember that dedication and resilience are key to overcoming all sorts of challenges. Stay healthy, stay fit, and keep pushing your limits. Until next time, this is Rohit Roy signing off. Keep watching Unstoppable, powered by RiteBite Max Protein.